welcome to my channel on the best of fantasy. Today I am doing my winter TBR, and yes, I'm a bit late on this since winter has been going on for a bit, but I feel like just yesterday we got about 2.5 feet of snow, so it feels like winter really just got going to me. So why not? Let's do the winter TBR. Honestly, a bit late. It's way too late to do the fall wrap-up. That ship has already sailed, but that's okay. We'll do the winter TBR now, and I have lots of books that I'm excited to tell you about. And before I get started, though, with that, a couple announcements. We are coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the channel. Yes, it was a week from today, actually, will be the 1-year anniversary. And it's pretty hard for me to believe that it's been almost a year since I started this thing. And, you know, it's been a really terrific adventure so far for me. And I want to celebrate the year. And I feel like it's been a wonderful year of interacting with all of you and getting to know lots of fellow booktubers and just learning a ton from all of you. So I'm so grateful for that. And I thank you so much. And to celebrate that 1-year thing, I think let's have a little question-answer session. I will send out on the community tab, I'll send out a invitation for you guys to ask questions. And I'm not sure exactly how we'll frame that, but yeah, it'll be a question-answer session that we'll do sometime probably around the 1-year anniversary. So if you have any questions for me about the channel, where the channel's going, or whatever you want, really. So I'm open to your questions about fantasy and the channel and whatever you feel like asking. So please do submit those questions once I send out the invitation on the community tab. So I'm looking forward to your questions. Now, also the other thing I wanted to share with you is that I feel like this thing is going pretty well so far, this channel. And I got my very first invitation to read an advanced reader copy, an ARC. An author actually reached out to me, an author whose book I have reviewed before, and so this author has a new book coming out soon, and I was given this wonderful opportunity to receive an ARC, the first time it's happened for me, so I'm kind of happy about that. I actually haven't gotten it yet, so I'm not naming the author just yet, but as soon as it's official, I will let you guys know, and I'm so excited to be getting an ARC. I think that means something, right? That the channel is doing all right. And so I'm pretty happy about that. And it's an author whose work I really enjoy. So I'm very excited. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I think that's it for the announcements. So let's get started with the winter TBR. So here we go. What I'm reading right now, actually, I'm almost halfway through, is John Gwynne's Valour. Now, the Faithful and the Fallen series is definitely a priority for me because I am doing a collaborative read-along, if you will, with 3 other booktubers. The first conversation about Malice already was out. It came out on my channel, and I am now reading book 2 of the Faithful and the Fallen. It's a 4-book series, and I'm having a blast with it so far. Had a great time talking about Malice with Patrick and Abby and Alan, and we're going to be talking about the second book, Valour, in just a bit on Alan's channel, Library of Alexandria. So that's going to be a blast, and this is a priority series for me. I'll be reading one of these for the next couple months as well to finish out the series. So definitely a priority, and enjoying that very much. The next one I'm going to read is The Burning God. Finally, I'm going to get to this. And I'm looking forward to finishing off the Poppy War trilogy. I've heard a lot about this book, and I definitely enjoyed the first 2, so I hope to be impressed with The Burning God. We shall see, but I will be reading that as soon as I finish Valour, and that is definitely a priority for this month, because I've started so many trilogies and series and stuff, and I need to finish some of them off, so it'll be good to finish the Poppy War trilogy with The Burning God. Another definite that I will be reading this month is Steven Erikson's Memories of Ice. This is book 3 of the Malazan book, The Fallen, and probably all of you know I'm doing this reread of the Malazan book of The Fallen, and I'm having these fantastic conversations with my friend A.P. Canavan about each of the 10 books, and now we are doing the spoiler-free discussion on my channel, and we'll be doing all of the spoiler discussions on AP's channel, A Critical Dragon. So that is just a blast. I'm having so much fun and getting so much out of this reread. It is absolutely incredible. So I encourage you to read our reviews that we've done so far of the first 2 books. And yeah, and I'm really excited to continue with this reread with Memories of Ice. Big time excited for this. So another one, a series that I've started and I'm definitely really excited to be continuing with is Jim Butcher's Dresden Files. And I'm hoping to squeeze this in maybe even before I read Memories of Ice this month. If things go really well, it's a bit optimistic, but if things go really well, I'm hoping to squeeze this one in this month, Grave Peril. And I'm having these are great in between these bigger kind of epic books. This series so far anyway, this series has been a lot of fun for me. And I hear that Dresden Files gets even better, starting with book 3, Grave Peril. So, hey, I'm definitely on board. And another series, or trilogy rather, that I'm hoping to finish soon. Recently I did book 2 of the Red Queen's War trilogy by Mark Lawrence, and I'm very excited to finish this trilogy with The Wheel of Osheim. And I have really enjoyed Mark Lawrence's writing so far with the Broken Empire trilogy and the Red Queen's War trilogy. That is an author I definitely intend to read all of his books eventually. I'll probably want to get into what's the next series called? I can't remember the name of it, but it starts with the one with the nuns, the red nun, red something. Anyway, I'm definitely going to be reading that series after I finish Red Queen's War at some point, but this is priority. Hope to get to this one perhaps in March, to be realistic about it. So, and another series that I am committed to and enjoying very much is the Witcher series by Andrzej Sapkowski. Really fun so far, and I am going to be starting the series proper. So I did finish the 2 short story collections, and now I'm moving on to the actual series proper, the novels. And so Blood of Elves is one that I will be reading, I hope, fairly soon, and definitely looking forward to. And another series that I'm in the midst of, and if you saw my favorite reads of 2020 video, you know that I have been very impressed by Stephen King's Dark Tower series so far, and so I am due to read The Wastelands, book 3, in the very near future. So definitely a series. I hope to be finished with this by mid-year. Also, The Witcher books probably by mid-year, because I have a lot of series that I really want to start. And so, yeah, I need somehow I need 3 of me to actually read all of these. But that's what are you gonna do? A full-time job, family, all that. So this is my fun stuff. So we'll get to it and keep the stress out of it. Speaking of the Malazan books, I am also going to be reading, as I reread the Malazan Book of the Fallen, I'm going to be reading the other Malazan series that is sort of concurrent with it. This is Ian Esslemont's Novels of the Malazan Empire. I'm going to start, I think, sometime in the near future with Knight of Knives. And this is one that I also want to have a discussion with AP Canavan about. So we'll see if we can get that going as well. But definitely going to be reading the Esslemont novels. And I'm going to be squeezing, this one's a pretty thin one. So I think I can squeeze this one in perhaps in March. We'll see. I would like to work that in March. So very excited to be reading those finally. And another Malazan book that I want to get in there, Stephen Erikson has these short story collections, the Bauchelain and Korbal Broach short stories. They've been collected into 2 volumes so far, and I have volume 1 ready to go. And so, yeah, I'm very actually curious about these. I haven't read them yet, but I think they're going to be a lot of fun. And another not too thick book that I hope to kind of squeeze in somewhere in the middle of all these bigger ones. Speaking of bigger ones, there's this big fella here, Mr. Brandon Sanderson's Rhythm of War. I have not yet read it. I am current with Stormlight Archive, but I do need to, except for this, I do need to get onto this somehow or other. And I'm excited to do it. Actually, I just have to find the time to work in this rather large tome here, and we'll see. I think I'll probably, if not March, then perhaps April will be the time when I finally get to Rhythm of War. Definitely committed to getting on board with being current with everybody else. I feel like everybody in the universe has read Rhythm of War already, and I'm probably like the last person to read it, but but I'll get there eventually. So yeah, and I'm really excited to read it. I've heard some mostly enthusiasm about book 4 of the Stormlight Archive. So, and another one I'm going to hope to squeeze in. The only First Law book out that I haven't read yet is Abercrombie's short story collection, Sharp Ends, and I've got a hold of it. So another one that should be easy to squeeze in. Another, it's not that thick, and I just love Abercrombie's books. So looking forward to some kind of quick short stories. This will be fun to complete my knowledge of the First Law War world. And these are also books that, they're not like next priority, but somewhere, definitely before summer, I want to get to these. I have The Secret of the Nagas. This is book 2 of the Shiva trilogy. I enjoyed book 1 very much, The Immortals of Meluha. And so I'm excited to get to this and get back into this ancient saga here. And there's a lot of enthusiasm for this trilogy. So millions and millions of people love it. And I had fun with the first one. So I'm definitely looking forward to The Secret of the Nagas. And another one that I started and I need to get to, it'd be nice to read it in the winter because it is called Elven Winter. I had a lot of fun with Bernhard Hennen's The Elven, and this is originally in German. So I'm very interested in seeing, I think only this and one other has actually been translated into English so far. So it would be really cool if more of those were in English. But I'm definitely going to get to this at some point. And then we have the series that I have not yet started, but I have the first book, and there are 3 of them. And I'm not sure exactly when I'm getting to them, but I hope before summer for sure. One I'm very curious to read, and I'm pretty sure based on what people have told me about it, I'm actually going to really love it because it is I guess from what I've heard, there's not only a lot of action and, there's a fair amount of violence, I guess. It's kind of a grim world here. But there's a fair amount of philosophy in the R. Scott Bakker Prince of Nothing trilogy, and which is part of a bigger series, and it starts with the darkness that comes before. So I have the first book. It is waiting for, it is calling to me, but I feel like I need to read some of these other series that I've started first, get them, out of the way, and get started with some new stuff like the darkness that comes before. I'm very curious to find out how I respond to this book. And I have Evan Winter's Rage of Dragons, another one that I am meaning to get to and haven't yet. And I will as soon as I get some of these other series out of the way. And very excited to find out what all the buzz is about here with Rage of Dragons. And the same thing with the City of Brass. I am very interested in S.A. Chakraborty's first book here. And I'm not sure what this is, a trilogy or what exactly. But City of Brass, I've heard some interesting things about it. I'm particularly interested in the setting. So I need to get to it. I've been talking about it. And it has an endorsement here from Robin Hobb, no less. So definitely need to read this. So yeah, that's it for now. I'm trying to be a little realistic about how many I'm going to get to. It seems like 4 or 5 books a month is about as much as I can do when I've got everything else going on in my life. Also, not just the full-time job and family, and also I have my own writing that I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to be realistic here. If I can get all these done before summer, that I would be super happy. So I'm looking forward to all of them, and I hope to have some more interesting interactions with all of you guys regarding these books. I'd love to hear what you all think in the comments. And don't forget, when I send out the invitation for questions to celebrate the 1-year anniversary, to send along your questions. I'm looking forward to those very much. All right, until next time.